Welcome to Cigar Church, where our passion for cigars and our love for Christ to come together. And today we got something very special for you. We've got a friend of ours from south of the border, David Skelton from Texas Cigar Roadshow. Man, we're excited to have him here. And we are smoking a really good cigar. And so today's a great episode. We've got our brother from another mother south of the border. And we're just going to talk about cigars and YouTube and Jesus and a good time. And so we got Dan to my left, Steve to our right. And so let's get into it. So guys, what are we smoking today?
What are we smoking? Like you said, we're smoking something good. This is the new Texas Cigar Roadshow blend put on by Lone Star Cigar Association. Lone Star Cigar Association is my local cigar group back that I head up. We meet monthly, once a month at various lounges. And so I try to spread the love. You know, go to a lounge, you bring 30, 40 guys to a lounge, and you get, you know, a nice influx for that lounge. And I buy cigars. What's fun about that is I always have raffle items. So what I'm doing is I'm saying, go spend, for every $25 you spend in their humidor, you get a raffle ticket. That's genius. So, and I get, you know, it's lighters and cutters and stuff, and I get stuff given to me on the show, right? So I can then in turn just hand that off to somebody else because it's just spread the love. Right. So helping the lounges get together, doing this, you know, what we do. We smoke cigars. So get back to the cigar. What do I got? So this is the new Texas Cigar Roadshow. San Andres, everybody, I love my God, but this is a San Andres hybrid Habana wrapper. Oh man. So you're not going to find this wrapper on
anywhere else. This
is done at the same factory. So even Tony Rawlings with Custis Lenos, and Steel City Cigars, he hasn't really told me what the name of that factory is. I just know it's made at the same place where Custis Lenos has, and the Steel City Cigars. Okay, the same place. So it's in Dominican Republic. I do know that.
Excellent.
The binder is also San Andres.
Nice.
And then the filler is Jalapa and Ometepe Miso fillers. It's excellent.
Getting a lot of email with that.
Yeah, I love the sweetness. First time I found out about how much I liked Jalapa was I was at an event with Noel Robas. Okay. And he was just introducing his idea of how to become a cigar specialist kit.
No.
You've ever seen that kit?
I have not.
It's a beautiful box, about this big. Because there's small cigars that size. All of them have the same wrapper. Yeah, all have the same wrapper. But then this cigar is from this region, and 3 of them from this priming, and this. So you're getting the Viso Seco and Ligero.
Yes.
Of that plan from that region. Ometepe for Mississippi or whatever. And then you go around the box and it's got a note section in there. So you take your notes. So when I got to the Jalapa one, where it's not a blended cigar, it's just that one is a bag on. So you're just tasting Jalapa or whatever.
Right.
When I got to the Jalapa, it was like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. So I just was talking about how much I like all these different tobaccos. Tony Rawlings is in the lounge with me. He's listening to what I'm saying. I had no idea he was doing that. And all of a sudden he comes back to me and goes, dude, I've got a cigar I made for you. What? So this is actually the second go-round of this.
Oh, okay.
So we added another cigar, a lot different wrapper. It was like, you know what? It's good. I like it, but it's like, it's just, everybody agreed. There's several guys, you guys probably have the same group of guys that you trust their pal.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
And the ones you know,
and the ones you don't. It's almost more important right there.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. So, you know, getting all those guys to smoke a cigar, and said, what do you get out of it? What do you think? And everybody was pretty consistent saying, you know what, there's just, I don't know what it is, but there's something missing. But Tony goes back to the factory and said, hey, you know, this, you know, Tony explains it on the episode. Yeah, he was on the show with us. And how his whole process of talking to a blender, a master blender at that, and that whole process, which I find intriguing. And one of these days I'll get to a factory. I've never been to it.
Maybe one day you'll get to that factory.
Yeah,
and then you'll know exactly where it is.
Yeah. So that is the second rendition of it. And I think it was spot on.
Good. Yeah, I mean, I have not smoked something quite like this yet. I mean, it's burning great. I got a little bit of uneven burst. Yeah, but probably my fault. I started me.
Yeah, look at mine.
Yeah, pretty even. I got one spot up front. We got a little too much heat on it. But just that initial taste right off the light, and then into this first half inch of it. One of the most unique cigars I've ever had in a good way. I mean, I've had unique cigars that were terrible. Yeah, we'll talk about some of those. But yeah, that's man, I'm really enjoying this. So from start to finish, from the day you were like, hey, I want a cigar with the Texas Roadshow name on it. How much time did that take?
Listen, it was a surprise. Yeah, this was a surprise. So, I mean, just to talk about it, but no, it was, the process was it. I got to give all credit to Tony, because he's the one that took it and ran with it. That's us listening, just listening to me in the lounge. So basically, within a year, wow, that was, him listening, going back to the factory, and then having it done. Months it takes to get it back to the U.S. and sit and went through that one, and then getting the next one, this blend. So probably a year or so, something like that, and not much at all. Yeah. So one of these going to be made available to the public? Well, that's a good question. We're working on that. I've got more cigars coming. These cigars, so we done an event on October 19th. And it benefits the Cigars for Warriors. Okay. And that's got Latitude Cigars, which is connected to Rail Fort Brewery. Right. And it'll be 10 Outback and tables, and all the raffles benefit Cigars for Warriors. One of these cigars will be in your swag bag. You'll have, one of these, so you can't buy that anywhere, right? There'll be a Metallic cigar in there, of course. Noel Rojas just said that he would put a cigar in their bag. So you got Rojas, Macalla, this, and then another cigar out of my collection that I'll throw in there so people get at least 4 cigars. Got customized cutter that goes in the bag. Cool. All that stuff that goes with it. But for right now, you can't get them, but we're working on it. But Tony's expertise. So if you want one, the key is if you want one, show up to his event on the 19th, October 19th. Yeah, and you get your ticket, the event, right? It's out there. You can look it up on Facebook for the Lone Star stores. So there you have to buy the tickets. But yeah, and definitely get one in the bag. Yeah, very good. What do you guys thought so far on this? Yeah, what are some of the notes you guys are getting?
I think the creaminess really comes point.
And I love that. There's a Philadelphia for me.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that heart of the cigar. I love those cigars. Sometimes you also make strawberry in your face, but sometimes you want that creaminess, that you mellow for the right. Creaminess. Here's the other editors.
And we're smoking these early in the morning.
Yeah, it's green race, but flavorful.
Yeah, very.
So we are smoking early in the morning today. This is an early filling. And this is a good first of the morning cigar. But you know what? It is strong enough.
Yeah.
That if this was an after dinner cigar, it would fit that bill.
I think it should have well. So yes. I don't know if you guys have ever talked to or listened to Lucy Allen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just genius when it comes to tobacco. Yeah. He says that you should actually smoke your strongest cigar first thing in the morning.
So kind of reverse of how
most people think, but yes, exactly. Because your palate's fresh.
Yeah.
And it's something to do with their chemistry, body chemistry, saliva, and all that good stuff. Yeah, I went through all that. It's just, he's a genius. And one of those Trabar people. He could smoke this cigar and tell you exactly what's in it just by smoking it. Like a sommelier. Yeah, I'm going to tasting wine.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's so impressive. It is. That's so impressive. I'll never be there, but
so David's been a wonderful help to our show. We've mentioned him before on here. As we got started, if you watched any of those very first episodes, please don't.
Yeah.
We'll redo all of those at some point. But some of that first season, we were having video issues, we were having audio issues. We had to work through some of that. And David reached out to us. I've known David for quite a while. He's 7 or 8 years for Furos, through our house, and through Omerta Cigar Company. And he reached out to us and helped us out. And we started talking about the different cigar YouTube channels and different things going on with that. And so I want to talk about that just a little bit. You've been a cigar YouTuber for what? Now, what has your show been on?
2019.
Since 2019. Wow.
Pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, yeah. Pre-COVID. And now we experienced that COVID thing or so. How we got so, yeah, where we had to go. Yeah, I'm going to do so. I think that's kind of how it's changed to what you see now versus what we used to do, like where I go lounge and sitting down with Kelvin. Of course, that takes more production. You understand production, editing, and storytelling. You know, all the guys, people that I've talked to, man, when do you think you get another Roadshow out? You just don't understand what it takes to they come up with the storyline and to really. I appreciate what guys have said about people like Kevin Bacon, you know, the cigar prop.
Yeah.
You know, and he talked to me, it's like those road shows are me. It's like a TV show. Right. That should be on Discovery Channel. It's like, oh, great. That's what we were going for, because that's what I do for a living. I'm a video producer, editor, and that's what I've done since. I've been in TV since 1985.
Oh, wow.
So it's what I do. But that's why when the other coworker by these being my camera for Ian, we worked together. And so I worked for a ministry. I worked for Life Outreach International. So I've traveled around the world, and that company helps other ministries that are doing things around the world. They get behind them and help them raise the funds.
Oh, yeah. Good.
To continue doing what they're doing, whether it's getting people out of human trafficking, drilling water wells, or feeding kids. And so I've been around the world. And so I'm doing that, and he and I work together. It's like, you know what? We both smoke cigars. I'm going to do it. I want to do a shift. All I do is, but I don't want to be a cigar reviewer. I'm not a cigar reviewer.
Right.
I can't go. I'm getting Cuban and
about arse. Where's that? You know, the fresh bed grass on an April afternoon. You know, whatever.
Yeah. Well, the running joke with us is, I poke fun at him because I called him out on it. But there's a show out there, and if he's watching, he'll know it's him. And I've never met him personally, but I talked to him via email. But he said he smoked just whatever cigar he was smoking. He said he got key lime pie. I said, how in the... I said, no way. No way you're getting a prepared food and then a food dish. Right. Cigar. You're either getting salty for... Right. Or you had key lime pie. Yeah. You don't wear your... Yeah. So you weren't tasting that, but it reminded you. I'm here, Dave Yancey, and I talked about that stuff. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. It's not that you're tasting it, because you're going to get savory, creamy, salty, sweet, leather,
little earthy,
things that planted around the tobacco. Yeah. And then depending on how they ferment it and cure it and things. But you're not, I'm going to get roast beef and mashed potatoes. You know, no, you're not going to get.
So here's my theory, and I've had this theory for a while. Oftentimes, when you smoke a cigar, you're in a memorable environment. Let's say you're on vacation. If he was down in Key West, Florida, and he had just had key lime pie sitting on, he's sitting over at Rodriguez Cigars, having a cigar, and his mind put the two together. And something in that cigar reminded him of a cigar he had that night. And so then, it's all association, and that's fine. Yeah. And that's a wonderful thing. But realize that's not the cigar, that's the memory. Don't look at that. I mean, there's a lot of cigar review sites that we've got to poke fun at, Half Wheel and some of those others. Yeah. I mean, it's impressive what they say, but it sounds impressive. Sounds great, but I think for the average smoker, when they rattle off all this stuff and then they smoke it, they go, I'm going. Yeah. For me, like Dave Yancey will say that a lot of times. Like he said, black currant. I'm like, I wouldn't know what black currant tastes like. So you're saying black currant. I'm just like, I don't get it. I can tell you it tastes like dark fruit. And he seems pretty short, but you need to know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a level, I want to say level 2 sommelier. Then he's also a bourbon steward. And so he loves bourbon. He likes wine, too. He talks wine. I just go like this. Yeah, I love our drinks win wine forward. Oh, yeah. When he starts getting into this stuff, I'm just sitting there going, I have no idea what he does. Like, it's British doctrine, right? I mean, I've been smoking cigars for 20 plus years now, and I would like to think I'm an expert. I'm not, because I know that I can't pinpoint, and my palate hasn't been trained enough. But I know what cigar I like, and I know, good, and that's what matters.
And I think most people can do that. They can just go, dang, that's a good cigar.
Yeah,
I like that. It's creamy. I can get the creamy. I can pick up that. I'm getting white pepper on the draw and retro black pepper. There's still red pepper on the back. Yeah. I'm going, who cares? Mild, medium, or strong pepper. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That was when I was, like good Nicaraguan. I love Nicaragua. Yeah, so Nicaragua, Dave, and Dan. But you can't, I'm right there with you. But we got 2 Nicky D's. Yeah, we got 2. So I don't want to steal his thing, but I will go with you on the Nicaraguan. I love Nicaragua tobacco. Love it.
It's unique.
And the pepper notes. And you get there was a cigar back in the day when Jarrett went to Nicaragua. He got to roll it. And some of those early Puro cigars, it was pretty Comanche.
Yes.
And it was a pepper bomb.
Yes.
It was called pepper bomb.
Yeah.
And I had one for the longest time.
Wonder what?
Yeah. Yes, there was pepper. Yeah. Yes, that's some of these guys that just rattle things off. I think they got tons of viewership. Guys watch these guys do these shows, and I don't know what it is. I like watching some of it solely off of their personality. Yeah, that's why I watch a review is based off their person. Yeah, not the Buccaneers. Because one of the guys, Trace Spetz, I'm always famous stuff. He knows what I'm talking about. He used to be a tobacconist at Michael in Valence. Okay. And he's now repping like Saka. I think he's a broker. Cool guy. I think
Yeah, that's me too. I didn't want to drop her off.
Right. The show that I did with him, I can't remember what episode it was. We were sitting at Michelson, and he just said, "Look, if you tell me what you're tasting out of this cigar, I can tell you what you had to work to."
Oh, really?
Because
of that influence?
Because just exactly what we were talking about. Even a day ago, whatever you had, because you'll hear me say it on the show. It's like, look, I have not had this kind of food again. I don't know how long. But that's just what I'm getting out of this. And so knowing that it's not influenced on what I just ate or something. Right. Because that's usually what a lot of people are going to get is they were just influenced off of what they were eating or drinking. But that's what I like about what we do on our show with Yancey in the cigar carriage section. With the bourbon, there is a vodka, or not vodka. We've done vodka once, but tequila, but it's mostly bourbons and things like that. Right, we do, right. And to go, because that's going to be more every day. What are you getting cigar to drink to cigar, man, right? Because usually a lot of, if I'm smoking a cigar, I've got coffee or I've got, a bourbon, something that I'm right in. I like that combination. So most guys are going to be able to associate that rather than going, I'm getting cumin and, I don't know what cumin smells.
I don't know what it tastes like. I don't know what it is.
Your show, I got these, I've seen barrel proof, the try of it is. Yes. Larceny, barrel proof. I like the high proof stuff. It seems, I think with this cigar too, what we smoked, I can't remember did we have larceny? Barrel proof? Yeah. Yeah, something like that. But the barrel proof ones are really good, and this one paired really well. But yeah, that's my thing is just comparing the bourbon and the
Now I'm a little past that third way, almost halfway, and I've had a noticeable change. I wouldn't call it more mild, but it's definitely changed to a softer, unique tone. And the sweetness hasn't faded, but it's not as obvious.
Right.
But I think the San Andreas really started to pull out and really kind of take over the flavor of it.
Yeah, we were totally just everybody together. What I'm trying to say is everybody, once they smoke this one, they're like Tony nailed.
Yeah.
Tony nailed.
Yeah, it's a one supposed to be.
Based on what he put in the filler. Love San Andreas. Love those. Now, the hybrid wrapper, that was totally his blender, the master blender's idea. Yeah. He said, hey, how about, I've got this, how about that?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, anything that sets it aside. Yeah, that's cool. Well, you've got not only do you have your cigar, that's cool, but now I've got a wrapper on there that you're probably not going to taste on any other cigar. Right. So that's what Tony was, so this, how most master blenders have their own blends. And that is not sold. Right. Tony's like, I should have kept this one from my old boy.
Well, you missed it out. I could have put it. I've already got my name. What is that? Well, that's cool, man. So, I mean, we've been a fan of your show for quite a while. One thing we want to talk about here in a second, we get into the Word and we get into our Bible study side of this, is what role, you mentioned the ministries that you've been a part of. What role does your faith play in your relationship with cigars, with the people that you meet in the cigar lounge through your show, if any? What role does your faith play in that?
Well, I appreciate you guys' show. You know, it's just straight up the cigar church.
Yes.
Right. And so you know that people, I think, can tell a Christian apart in today's world. You know, you don't hear me cussing all the time or something right, getting all crazy and things, and hopefully somebody would say, you know, that guy's a little bit different.
Yeah, there's something not normal.
Yeah, and I do like, you know, we've had plenty of conversations when it's just not on the show, obviously, but when you're sitting in a lounge with some friends and being able to get to those holy smoke moments.
Yes.
Of when, you know, because we are able to sit down like this and relax, guys are hopefully a little bit more apt to open up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've had some conversations with some friends and found out some things. It's like, okay, cool. This one was raised Catholic. You know, we've had some guys that just make some remarks about how they were brought up and why they don't go to church. How many stories have we heard about people that have heard church? Absolutely. And so, but they're watching you.
Yeah.
I've had stories of my wife too. We both met at a TV station, and how people have actually said to us, "I've been watching Lincoln free."
Yeah. Okay. They're going, what did they see?
I know the thing, and they're like, "What? You walk the talk." Good. And that's so. I try to be a genuine person, and you know, and I'm not trying to BS anybody about anything, trying to play it up that I'm any more than any. Right. I'm a child of God that enjoys cigars, along with cigars too, right? And as Charles Spurgeon, you know, I will smoke a cigar to the glory of God. Yeah. And there's a group of guys, give them a plug, back in Texas. They meet every first Friday at Latitude Cigars and stuff. It's a Reformed Baptist guys.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So being able to sit around and talk, specifically.
So we've had a guy named Vince, a good friend of mine. That's one of the guys that does a Holy Smoke cigar Bible studies. It's a nationwide group, right? But we've got one here in Oklahoma City. We've got them all over the place. He started one down in the Dallas area as well. And there's just groups everywhere that are taking cigars and the Word and get together.
Well, you know who, from my understanding, from what I saw, who started Holy Smokes? Ken Harrison. He is the head of Promise Keep.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So I know there's been a connection there, which is interesting because there's a lot of our traditional churches that are like, oh, promise keepers, that's the way to go. But they would be frustrated with us smoking cigars. I don't know that the two are connected.
No, and that's him, though. He was just, you know, he was on our Life Today show. And James is not he's not, about none of this, no drinking, no, because of his upbringing, and I get that, okay, that's fine. But
yeah, absolutely.
But to have a person that's a Christian that said, look, I'm not getting drunk. And I'm not, this, like Spurgeon is saying, this doesn't have me, I have it.
Exactly.
I controlled it, and it does exactly.
Well, you know, when we talked about having you come on the show, there was a text that came to mind that is, it felt one of those texts that has off and on been more in my life than ever. You know, like there's days where this text just doesn't matter to me. Not that scripture doesn't matter, it just doesn't come to mind. But then when we started doing this show, this text was one of the first things that came to mind that we've applied, or at least attempted to apply to what we do. And it's in Colossians chapter 3, verse 23 and 24. It says, whatever you do, work at it with all of your heart, as you are working for the Lord, not for men, so that you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ Jesus that you are serving. And so my understanding of that, my understanding of what Paul is talking about, he's given instructions to the Colossian people, this group of Christians in a very pagan town that are attempting to follow the Lord. He's given them instruction on how to interact with different people. He's talking to wives, this is how you interact with your husbands. Husbands, this is how you interact with your wives. children, he's going through the whole list. And he gets to this point where he's talking to slaves, which a slave in that world is a little different than we understand slaves. And so there's a crossover between the jobs we do and the work we do. But he tells them, do this unto the Lord, not other man, and work at it with every bit of your being. And we see that and how you work. The reason I asked the question, what role does your faith play in your show? You're not outwardly, talking about Jesus on the show, but we can tell that there's a bigger reason why you do what you do and the excellence you put into it, and that's appreciated from our perspective. And so, for me, this text has so much more implication. You said it just a second ago. We were watching. It's kind of hard to have a good testimony to somebody if you're a lazy worker. It's hard, if you want to talk to your coworker, your boss about Jesus, and you're showing up 30 minutes late every day, and you're hungover, or you're uncapped or whatever, your impact's gone. What are your thoughts on that, fellas?
Well, one thing that comes to mind that I always I quote a lot is from St. Francis of Assisi. He says, "Preach the gospel constantly. When necessary, use worries." Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, you're living your life.
Listen, I don't want to add to somebody as wise as him, but he's 100% correct. But if you're living your life according to that, at some point you're going to have to be for words, because they're going to ask you.
Yes, they will. Yes,
they're going to be like,
way wise is their friend.
Right. Yeah, and that's the.
So I think what I give them, push it, let them come to you. Exactly. At the end.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I'm not shoving Jesus down the throat.
Yeah.
And not listening to them.
Yeah.
But I'm going to talk to them.
Yeah.
Talk with them.
Yeah.
But I'm living my life, and hopefully that living my life and being around them would get them to come and approach me and say, "Hey, what do you got going on?"
Yeah. There's integrity in your life. So word is,
why don't you worry about these things? That's like everybody else does. Yeah. What's and then, now it's necessary to use word. Exactly. You can't just live your life out. Now you need to talk.
And it goes to that, be ready in season and out of season to account for your faith. And that, to me, all that goes hand in hand. And just not trying to, blow smoke up your skirt, but we can see that in the way that you live and the way that you do your show. And one of the reasons we wanted to have you on is because,
yeah, right. I'm not worried. I mean, we don't end with it.
Shit, I'm glad you know. We might have got it's there. But man, this has been great. I just want to say, first off, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for the cigar. Before we wrap up, what are your final thoughts on the cigar, guys? Any notes that are coming out?
I mean, is it something that you would smoke again?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
When they're
available. I mean, it's the enough that I would.
So because there are some of those cigars or drinks out there. It's like, okay, it's good. I don't know that I'd seek it out. I don't know that I will go buy a bunch. I'll smoke this. I would get.
Yeah, and that's one that I would even pre-order as soon as you got it ready-made. I got my order. There's not many cigars that I can say I will smoke that daily. There's cigars that I have for special occasions. There's cigars that fit a certain environment that I'm in. I've maybe got 3 cigars that I might just feel on every day.
When you see a cigar smoke, and people there,
if
you just smoke, it's kind of
it's any category. I mean, it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And that's not me just trying to build you up, but that's a great cigar. And
well, like I said, a lot of it has to go to Tony Rollins.
Yeah.
And his ability. It's cigars that he's blended for himself, but also just listening to me. I like these tobaccos, and then he took that and ran with it.
Yeah. God's blessed you with a good guy in your corner. Yes, sir. He's done a great job out there. So, that's a great cigar. Look for it. It's going to be a minute. It's not, don't start hitting him on tomorrow. If you see him at your lounge, don't be like, hey man, I got to give you one of those. Be patient. Give him a little bit of time. To get those out, but I mean, you're gonna have a good smoke when you get one. And if you're at his event, smoke that one first out of your gift bag, so you got that fresh palate, so you know what you're getting. Because it's been worth it. You need to do that. And so, any final words, gentlemen?
I'm aboard.
Yes, sir. Yeah. No, we really come on board, man. And I think we got a few things we want to say.
Yeah, if you like what you see, make sure you subscribe and tickle the bell icon to be notified when their videos drop. And also check out Texas to our room facility. Without them,
Go tickle his bell.
no.
What do you think about that steak? We've been running with that. The water didn't. Here's a pity.
I like that. Yeah, it's always good to have your own little catchphrase. I'm all about being in TV and the way I was in TV. You have a catchphrase.
So Nick, that's the East catchphrase. But it's tickle the bell. Wow. He needs a shirt on the back that says "Tickle the bell."
Yeah, talk about. You think I want to keep it?
Yeah, with a little feather shirt out.
Yeah, things like that.
All right. Dave, what do you got for us, buddy?
As always, if you have any prayer requests, email us that, or for the comments, email us at contact.cigarchurch@gmail.com or stevecigarchurch@gmail.com.
Yeah, but go check you out on Texas Cigar Roadshow for some great content, some great cigar and bourbons and everything else. Great personality as well. Appreciate it. And we're going to finish up these cigars, and hopefully at home you're smoking a fine cigar to the glory of God. We'll catch you next week.
Amen. All right.
Don't touch that dial now. We're just getting started.